In this video, we will look into the SDG of clean water and sanitation by comparing Hong Kong to other countries and a possible strategy to solve potential water problems in Hong Kong. To start off, let me introduce the 6th SDG. Clean water and sanitation are sustainable development goals that aim to achieve safe and affordable drinking water. Ensuring sustainable management of water for all is the ultimate target.
The following would be our case study on water resources sustainability among Hong Kong, Singapore, India, and Sweden. Here is the background information of their GDP, population, water consumption per year, and water charges in Hong Kong dollar.
When it comes to the water source in Hong Kong, more than half of the potable water was purchased from Dongjiang. The remaining potable water came from the local catchment areas, reservoirs, and desalinated water, while non-potable water was mainly from the sea. In Singapore, half of the water was imported from Malaysia, and 40% of the water was NEW water. 30% of the share was desalinated water. The remaining was collected from local catchment. Next, India has an abundant surface and groundwater reserve which gets replenished every year mostly by monsoon precipitation. Besides, precipitation is another significant contributing factor to the water supply. In Sweden, over 50% of water was surface water, followed by 30% seawater and 11% purchased water. The remaining came from groundwater reservoirs and drainage storage.
As we get familiarized with the basic information of the 4 regions, let's dive deeper into the situation of water consumption in each of the regions. In Hong Kong, more than 1,300 mcm of water was consumed in 2020. Among those water used, more than half was contributed to the domestic sector. The water demand in the future is expected to increase. In Singapore, about 700 mcm of water is used each year. Industrial and domestic are the 2 major sectors of water usage. A decreasing trend was shown from 2008 to 2019 in general. In India, a total of more than 760 mcm of water was used in 2021. Irrigation was the greatest contributing factor with nearly 75%. Growing water demand is expected. In Sweden, about 3,000 mcm of water was used in 2015. Industry took up more than 2/3 of the share. Households followed up with 20% of the total share. A decreasing water consumption trend was observed.
Next, let's look into a few existing or potential water problems in Hong Kong. Along with some possible solutions, we have chosen Singapore's strategies as references to cope with the problems in Hong Kong. The main reason is that Hong Kong and Singapore share lots of similarities in their GDP, geographical location, and climate. They also have limited natural water resources but high population density and therefore great water consumption. The first problem is the enormous scale of water leakage. In 2013, this was costing Hong Kong about 1.35 billion Hong Kong dollar every year. In 2015, 1/3 of the total water supply was lost by leakage. The poor inspection from the Water Supplies Department and the aging hour units further worsened the leakage problem. To deal with this issue, Hong Kong has been installing smart meters to check leakages and improve metering accuracy. Regular and serious monitoring and maintenance should be carried out as well. And to further prevent water loss in Hong Kong, we could adopt a circular water management system in which water is recycled for reuse by the city.
Next, water pollution is another major problem. There's about 2 million tons of untreated water being discharged into local waters every day, and it seriously impacts our environment. To tackle this, we could take the example of new water in Singapore as reference. We could purify treated used water to become ultra clean and safe to drink. And for water security, since we are now highly dependent on Dongjiang water, we have to use innovative ideas to diversify our water sources. We could manage our water better and consider producing more drinkable water by seawater desalination plants. And the last problem is the huge demand for water in Hong Kong. Citizens has high living standard and a perception of unlimited water supplies, and unlike other cities with similar GDP, we have very low level of water charges. Therefore, we are consuming about 860 full bathtubs amount of water every year. To deal with this, we could increase the water charge to a reasonable level and to collect more water locally by deepening the catchment areas or increasing the rainwater retention capacities. Education is still a long way to go, but promoting the use of water-conserving devices might be helpful. To sum up, although most of us are now living a life without worrying water stability, there are several problems behind. If we do not take any actions, our water security might be in danger in the long run. What we citizens can do is somehow limited, so the Hong Kong government really has to seek a way out for our better future. Thank you.